Alright, so the reason for this video is I want to talk about our achievements. As photographers, videographers, anything that you do in the creative world, um, you have your own personal milestones, your own personal goals, and sometimes things pop up that were just really unexpected. So just a little bit more about me, like for those who don't know me, as you see, this is actually where I work, Black Voters Matter Fund. Um, my main work is actually in politics and community organizing. That is primarily what I do for a living. Photography has always been the B-roll to my life. It's something that has opened up a lot of doors for me. It's something that I've been happy to include in my life and all my work, but it's never been 100% of my income, except for when times when I was in between jobs. But it's never been the main passion. It's always been an auxiliary to the passion, even with the things that I want to build. You know, one day owning my own media company and things like that, right? So by including photography in all my political work over the last, which is about what 7 to 8 years, it's opened up a lot of doors for me, a lot of unique opportunities. I've had the opportunity to photograph a lot of fun and amazing people, both in the political and entertainment world, right? This year recently, because I work at Black Voters Matter and I always just kept my camera with me, right? I've taken a lot of pictures of the different organizing events, and just kind of been the person who's been documenting through photography just since I've been working there, right? And so this past summer I got a very unique opportunity. So kind of like to just kind of sum it up, when you work in this space, even as a photographer, if you're working for a newspaper, anything like that, people want to license your pictures. If it's around an event, a topic, anything like that, that captures the moment, right? So a few years ago when I first started working at BVM, I was taking pictures of one of our tours. It was called the 40K Rising Tour. And from that tour, it was the biggest one I had worked on. I was working on logistics and whatnot, and it's the biggest one we worked on. And you know, it went well. It was a lot of hard days. It was a lot of trying days and whatnot. But you know, we just really touched a lot of communities. We were able to really just work around the topic, which I believe at the time was Louisiana. The 40K Rising Tour was in Louisiana, and it was when actually a lot of community organizations partnered with parole officers to let people know that they could vote in the upcoming elections, even though, say for instance, they may have been on probation or had been a felony or whatnot. And now I'm paraphrasing, but as long as that person was not incarcerated, they had the opportunity to vote, which was just a really great law to pass in Louisiana. So a few years later, my photos with Black Voters Matter have been featured on CNN, MSNBC, Essence, all that jazz. So you know, a nice little resume. And so earlier this year, in the summer, they were doing an op-ed on one of our co-founders. And so I get an email and they say, "Hey, we saw this particular image, and we want to purchase this image to be in our upcoming winter." What is this thing? A winter. It's like a winter newspaper. It's a magazine. That's the word I'm looking for. It's for a winter magazine, and it was from the ACLU. So you know, we're going through because other photographers that work with BVM and stuff like that, just to make sure that like you know it was my image that it was, and the one that they had selected was actually my personal image, which was amazing, which was cool. So I actually recently got that printed image in the mail, and so I'm gonna show y'all. There's also a link to it. I'll include it in the bottom. Let me see real quick. And here it is. Not sure how well y'all can see it. But this image, you know, this half page of in the ACL magazine is my image. I'm zoom in. Oh, okay, my lights ain't gonna let y'all see it. But that's it. Like I said, I'll include the link in. And this image, you know, is something that I took, I think 3 years. It may have not been 3 years. Let's see, it's 2021, 2018. So it might have been just about 3 years ago. And it just is an image that, you know, I was really proud of. It's actually been published a lot. But this particular, being in this magazine is just a milestone. I think this and being featured in Essence are probably my two biggest milestones that, you know, I wasn't even expecting, but I was just happy to be a part of that moment, to be able to be the person who captured the images for that moment. And you know, at the end of the day, as a photographer, you know, having your work seen, having it published, printed, or put on a major site, you know, sometimes even watching the news and seeing one of my images go up, it's been what's really touched my heart, even with this work. And you know, just even like helped me expand how much my love for media and what I want to do in the long term and what I'm building out, how important it is, just even for just general black representation. I had the opportunity to work with a lot of photographers that from New York Times, from Washington Post and XYZ, being able to meet with and connect with them. And, it's just amazing. That's just really what I wanted to talk about. And so, with that being said, I would love for everyone here on this channel to just put in the comments what has been your milestone, what has been like something that has happened in your photography that means the world to you. And now it can be big or little, right? There's a couple of images that I took early on that those were milestone images for me, and that's part of like the work. We can't not stop caring about our milestones. We can't stop caring about like the growing and the growing aspiration to get better. And so I'm grateful for this. So I want to hear other things that y'all are grateful for, because let's see, I've been I've been shooting since 2014, and I've had a lot of great opportunities, brought in some extra income, but it took this amount of time for me personally to both grow as a business person, to grow as a photographer, to even be recognized in these spaces how in the way that I wanted to be recognized, right? And so I want to hear from you. Tell me what you care about, what images have been influential. If you've been posted on any blogs, anything like that, make sure you put the comment to the link on there. But yeah, what's the most important image? What is your milestone? I want to hear from you. But thank you for listening. I know this is less of a tutorial. I am probably early next year going to do movement photography. Do a movement photography series about like how to capture the moment. Whether it's a part of a protest, a protest, a march, anything like that. How can you be a part of taking those pictures and capturing that moment? But thank you so much again. This is Dean Charles Anthony II. Happy to be here. If you want to learn more about the work I do with Black Voters Matter, I'll also link that, blackvotersmatterfund.org. 98% of the pictures on that website are the ones I took. So please let me know if you have any questions. Like, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Black Voters Matter 365. And this is Dean Charles Anthony. And I'm out.